This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2020 Cedar Creek Silverback fifth wheel. Okay, this is a how-to video. It's not a floor plan video. It's not going to show you the interior and the furniture and things like that. So if that's what you're looking to see, then you'll be disappointed. This is just a how-to video. Goes over the features, some of the features, and tell you how they work. So first of all, I want to start with, this has a 6-point leveling system. Okay, so you see there's 3 jacks on each side, so that makes 6 points. And there'll be 2 ways to control this. The one way is up front, which I'll show you in a minute, and then there's another way inside. So we'll get to that. We'll look at that when we get to that also. So you have a power awning, obviously, with LED strip. I also want to point out that you've got a 4-camera. It's pre-wired for a 4-camera system. So you see up here, there's a camera mount above the door. Then you're going to have one here on each side. Now this is a pre-wire, right? So you have to buy the kit to install them, but you can do it. And there's also one in the back for backing up. So that's a total of 4 cameras. So that is an option down the road if you're interested in doing that. This is just a spray port here. It's you get a coiled sprayer with it, and you can plug it in there. I'm sure there's a place on the other side you can plug it in also. Your basement. This is the attachments for your central vacuum system. This is the part of the central vacuum system anyway. There's also obviously more ports inside too. You have a signal out and a power out for a TV if you wanted to set a TV out here. Of course, on the other side of the trailer, or we see on the outdoor side over there, it's a dump hose, and then there's a reel that you can reel your water hose out to if you choose to. Get it out of the way. You have 2 30-pound LP tanks. I left this open so you can see that this device right here is a power inverter, right? So this inverts, hold on, this inverts DC to AC power. So it takes the 12 volts from your battery, and then it converts it to 110, or inverts it to 110 AC, and sends it to your refrigerator. Therefore, when you're going down the road, your tow vehicle charges the battery sends power to the inverter inverts the 12 volt DC from the battery up to 110 AC and sends it to your refrigerator. So it'll keep your refrigerator running when you're traveling, if you need to keep it cool for that. Also, of course, inside there's also a power converter that does just the opposite. We'll talk about that when we get there, okay? So that's your inverter. Of course, there's your hydraulic tank for your system. The jacks are hydraulic. Well, we'll go over that a little bit more. Okay. Alright, so we keep going here. This is the outside controller for your leveling system. It's very basic. You have 3 options: auto level, hitch height, and retract all. Retract all will retract all 6 of them, including the landing gear up front, so it'll nosedive the trailer. It won't hurt it, but it'll nosedive it. Hitch height is what you're going to use mostly. It's the last height that the trailer was at before you auto leveled. So it goes like this: you unhitch your tow vehicle and pull it away, right? Then you push auto level and it levels the trailer. It will remember the last hitch height that you were at. So when you're getting ready to leave, you push hitch height, and it'll go from auto level back to the position it was in before you auto leveled it prior, right after you unhitch your trailer from the tow vehicle. So auto level and hitch height are the 2 most common. Now the controller inside will have some more features. You can operate them, the jacks independently of each other, manually, that sort of thing. But also, to turn this on, you push both arrows at the same time. You can see it just lit up there. Okay, more about that inside. These this has a compartment for, you got a 27 series deep cycle marine battery, but this will take 2 if you want. If you use 2 batteries, you have more solar storage and more reserve when you're inverting power. So keep that in mind. You can always add a battery. This is your water station here. This is the sprayer I was telling you about. This is a battery kill switch to shut them off if you need to. Of course, you've got this is the winterization hose. You'll have to read more about this to understand it all. You can bypass you can fill the tank when the lever is, this lever here is horizontal. That's tank fill. If you go vertical, that's city water. You hook the hose right up to here, right? City water is the most common. You're going to just hook the hose up. If you got city water, turn it on, you're all set. Now, if you're camping someplace without plumbing on the campsite, you can put it in this position and it'll fill the tank, and then you can use the onboard pump to pump the water out, or into the to pump the water anyway. Okay. These are your dump valves. You got gray, or 2 gray and a black. So on and so forth. So you have satellite and cable through, that sort of thing here. So it's all the same as every other trailer, but it's all in one area here, which makes it kind of neat. Okay, so this is your water heater. So the thing to remember is this switch right here, on and off rocker switch, that controls the electric heating element that's behind this cover here. So keep in mind, you cannot run this until you turn the switch on. There'll also be switches inside the trailer to operate the gas and what have you, but just remember that switch is there, and the electric heating element is behind here. So also keep in mind, you never run that without water in the tank. Always make sure you got water in the in the hot water tank before you turn it on. Otherwise, you'll burn out the heating element in a minute or so. So keep that in mind. I'll show you the rest of the switches inside. You have a 50 amp cord with reducers to reduce it down. This vent up here is for the range hood. If you want to vent to the outside using the range hood, you have to get a ladder and get up there and push up on those 2 tabs so the baffle inside there flaps freely. Otherwise, it won't vent to the outside. So anytime you're venting, you want that flapping freely. Okay, there's the rear camera pre-wire. You've got a ladder, which is great. The manufacturer states you should inspect the roof every 90 days. So what you're looking for is cracking and separation at any of the roofing sealant, the lap sealant on there. You want to look for damage to any roof attachments or roofing material by low branches, things like that. Okay, that's every 90 days. Just want to show you that's a quick connect for the LP system, so you can put a grill there or whatever you choose. You just plug right into it. All right, let's go inside here. This is your vacuum system here. This is your carbon monoxide LP gas detector right there. Okay. This is the power converter. I showed you the inverter, which goes from DC to AC. This goes from AC to DC. So it starts with 110 AC on this side. You got a distribution panel here. You have circuit breakers just like you'd see at home, and they're all labeled. Then the power is converted to 12 volt DC on this side. You have 12 volt fuses, and they're all labeled. That's where the 12 volt comes from. Also, this is a battery tender, so as long as you're plugged in, it's going to sense how much energy your battery needs, and it'll keep it charged up. Okay? This is for your remote operation for your control panel and things like that, if you want to use that feature. This is the solar controller right here. So you got 2.6 amp hours, 13.8 volts are in the battery right now, and you're gaining 2.7 amps from the sun through the solar panel and storing it in the battery. Okay, so it tells you everything you need to know about what's happening with the solar. Now this here is your control panel, of course. I'm not going to go through it. You'll have to learn that yourself, but I'll just show you some. I was telling you about the leveling. So if you look at this leveler, it's got the same thing, auto level, auto hitch height, which are the two most common, like I said. You could also scroll through this and pick auto retract, which you don't use that often because, like I said, it will nosedive the trailer. You go to manual mode and push enter right there. So now you can operate the jacks independently of each other. So that's one feature that this panel has that the one in the back doesn't, for example. Okay, so let me go back to home here. And then you have your awning, you have your slide rooms, your monitor panel, all your lighting. Everything else is controlled from here. Okay? Alright. This is just a remote for your power ceiling vent. It has a power vent lid on it and everything, so you can do everything from right here. That's a sensor for your, you have one up front here, or one back here, and one up in front for the other zone. It tells the thermostat what the temperature is and all the information it needs to operate properly. Okay, your refrigerator, remember this is powered, it's an AC refrigerator just like you'd have at home, but when you're pulling it down the road, your power inverter inverts the battery, the 12 volts from the battery into AC current for this refrigerator and keeps it going. When you're plugged in to shore power, obviously the shore power powers it. Alright, so your microwave, remember I told you about the vent on the outside. You want that baffle flapping freely if you're venting. These are simple. I don't really have to go through it that much, but it's basically you just, I don't know if he's got the gas on at this point. I think he's got it shut off now, but all you're going to do is turn it, here let me show you, turn it this way, and then you depress it to light it. Of course the gas has to be on. It's that simple. And when the oven is the same way. So it's pretty much, it's typical, okay? Now, these are, this one is, let me look here. This one jackknifes flat, right? So you can get another bed out of it. Then you have theater seats. Your TV comes down out of here. Somewhere there's a button right here, I believe. I'll just show you. I won't bring it all the way down. You can see it comes down out of the cupboard, which is cool. I'll just put it back up. Now your fireplace and your radio and the TV all have remotes. I don't know where he's got them right now. You usually put them here somewhere. But they're in here. Where, I don't know, but they're in here. So the fireplace works on AC power. So it's a space heater. What did he do with those? I'm not going to go searching for them right now. I'll just have to talk you through this as best I can. I can use the remote or the buttons on the unit itself. So right now it's kicking out hot air. The fan feels like it's on high. Let me see here. If I can get down low enough to see this. So you can change the picture of the crystals, the color of the crystals, like so, and the intensity of the fire, right? That's how you set your temperature right there. So it's a really good space heater. And the thing is, you got a limited supply of LP gas. So on those days where it's not super cold out, you know, in the morning or in the evening, you can just run this, and you don't use up any of your limited supply of LP because it runs off electricity. All right. So your sound here plays CDs and DVDs, right? You have a USB port. This is an HDMI in, so if you want to go into the system with something else like a game machine or for grandkids or something, or even a Blu-ray player, you can still go straight into the system right there. The AM/FM radio has Bluetooth, so you can stream wirelessly from your phone or tablet, and it has 2 speaker zones. One is this room, 2 is outside the trailer. Okay. Okay, you'll see. I'm slightly obsessed with where the remotes are right now, but they're in here. Okay. Yes, here we go. So, TV remote, stereo remote, and fireplace remote. Okay. You get an echo dot with it if you want to use something like that. Your keys are right here. Put those out where they should be. Okay, so let me look around this room, see if I forgot anything. I think I covered it. You have power. These recliners are powered. You can see you got the button to raise and lower the footrest in the back. Okay, so there's probably 2 more chairs underneath the bed in the bedroom, so we'll check that out because you got 2 out right now. All right. So don't hesitate to use manufacturer's videos for any of these components. If you do that, they'll go into more detail in some instances anyway with how they work. But anyway, the sink and shower work like every other sink and shower. This is an HDMI, or I'm sorry, this is not an HDMI. This is a GFCI. So you reset it right here. There's 2 of them in this trailer. All the plugs, including the ones on the outside, are all wired through one of the 2 GFCIs. So keep that in mind. Your toilet, I'm sure you already know this, but you have to have chemical and water in it. The black tank is directly below. So what you're going to do, after you hook up your power and your water, you'll come here, you'll put 1 dose of chemical in the bowl, then you'll stand on the pedal until you put about a gallon of water inside the tank. Some people use more, it's up to you, but you have to have chemical and water in there, otherwise the smell will be terrible and it can get clogged up. So you always have to have chemical and water in the black tank below the toilet. So here we go. There's the 2 other chairs I told you about underneath the bed. Another TV here, of course. This end of the closet is pre-wired and pre-plumbed for a washer-dryer combo. So you can actually put a washer-dryer combo in here if you chose to. Otherwise, you got a huge closet. This, let me see if I can get the lights up here. This is the router. So this has you can upgrade to a Wi-Fi. How should I say this? Wait a minute. Let me see. This might not be have to. Yeah, you can add the roof-mounted antenna. I don't believe yours has it, but you have the inside router, so you can use that. But if you put the Wi-Fi antenna on the roof, if you don't have it, I should know that, but I don't. Well, you can talk about that when you pick up. If you do that, you can get really good public Wi-Fi. So basically, the trailer, this system would connect to the campground Wi-Fi, and then the password for the router would be put into all of your family's devices, so it hooks up automatically. So all you have to do is when you get to a campground is find the public Wi-Fi, connect to it, and everybody's hooked up. So the question is, does it have the antenna up there or not? I didn't prep it, I don't know, but we can look into it. It says this is pre-wired for Wi-Fi antenna, so I suppose it doesn't. Okay, you can go to this address here, this web address, and you can look at the different packages they have. Just remember, you've already got the router. So I believe this is a router, isn't it? Yeah, it is. I should know that. I'm sorry about that. I usually like to know everything about the trailer that I'm telling you about, but in this case, I have to be honest with you. I'm not 100% sure. We can find out for you, though. Okay. So, I think that covers it. So, first of all, thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. And second of all, remember what I said about inspecting the roof every 90 days. That's important. For people generally don't inspect the roof enough. It's important to protect your investment. So please do that. And right now this trailer it's de-winterized or summerized. That means there's no antifreeze in the system and it's all water. Never run your water heater without water in the tank. That's important, okay? Thank you.